Good morning, myself Dr. Mrinal Akre, Assistant Professor, Department of Dravya Gun. Now in our pharmacological series, our next topic is anti-ulcer drugs. Now what are anti-ulcer drugs? The drugs that prevents formation of ulcer or that soothes the ulcer which are formed in gastrointestinal tract due to any cause. Now in that gastric ulcer, many ulcers that like peptic ulcers are there, duodenal ulcers are there. So we will see about what is peptic ulcer. Peptic ulcer, it occurs in gastrointestinal tract that are exposed to gastric acid and pepsin in stomach, duodenum, especially peptic ulcer related to duodenal peptic ulcer. It is a chronic, remitting and relapsing disease lasting several years. The cause in such condition, these ulcers they may cause due to erosion of gastric mucosa or excess secretion of gastric juices, or having food habit like eating oily, spicy or pungent food in excess of amount. So we have the even after some time this gastric ulcer they may cause due to H. pylori bacteria also. So goals of anti-ulcer therapy is relief of pain, ulcer healing, prevention of complication that is bleeding, perforation, prevention of relapse that approaches treatment of peptic ulcer. In prevention of relapse of ulcers, we can use reduction of gastric acid secretion which contains H2 antihistamines, that is cimetidine, ranitidine, famotidine or roxetidine. Proton pump inhibitors like omeprazole, esomeprazole, lansoprazole, pantoprazole, rabeprazole, dextrabeprazole. Anticholinergic drugs like piperazine, propanthelene, oxyphenonium, prostaglandins analog, misoprostol. Neutralizing of gastric acid agents like antacids. Systemic antacids are sodium bicarbonate or sodium citrate. Means when everyone have to means now there is a trend ki if any person is suffering from acidity, he will have he will take his he will eat soda or any soda preparation. Then next is non-systemic. They are magnesium hydroxide, magnesium trisalicylate, aluminum hydroxide gel, meglartrate, calcium carbonate. Ulcer protective are sucralfate, colloidal bismuth substrate that is CBS, and anti-H. pylori drug like amoxicillin, clarithromycin, metronidazole, tinidazole and tetracyclines. This all we used for generally in anti-ulcer treatments. Now we will see about ranitidine. Ranitidine, it is generally the substance. It is non-imidazole, has a front ring, H2 blocker, severely desirable feature compared to cimetidine, about 5 times more potent than cimetidine. Though pharmacokinetic profile and plasma half-life is 2 to 3 hours, similar to cimetidine, but it is having longer duration action with greater than 24 hours acid suppression. So when we give ranitidine to patient, it will eliminate in 2 to 3 hours, but its action will remain in body for 24 hours. It will suppress acid for 24 hours. That's why the dose of ranitidine is before food once a day. For ulcer healing, 300 milligram at bedtime it is advised. For parenteral dose, 50 milligram IM with slow IV injection or slow IV. The slow IV is for 6 to 8 hours, and rapid IV injection can cause hypotension. That's why slow IV injection is advised. 0.1 to 0.25 milligram per kg per hour it is given and infused in IV dose. Prophylaxis, it is in prophylactic treatment of stress ulcer. It is given in IV form. For gastrinoma, it is given 300 milligram 2 to 4 times a day. Ranitidine, Rantac, Aciloc, Histag, Zentac, Zenatac, Altac are the preparation which are commonly available in markets. Next is famotidine. Now famotidine, it is a thiazole ring containing H2 blocker. Now ranitidine was non-imidazole ring, and it is having thiazole ring H2 blocker, which binds tightly to H receptors and exhibit longer duration of action of despite an elimination. Its elimination time is plasma half-life of 2.5 to 3.5 hours. Its dose is 40 milligram at bedtime or 20 milligram BD for healing. Okay. Famtac, Famotidine, Topicid, Famoid, Famcid are preparation. Roxatidine, it is generally it is similar to that of ranitidine only, but it is twice potent and longer acting drug. It is an anti-adrenergic or cytochrome P450 inhibitor action. Its dose is 150 milligram at bedtime. Uses of these are H blockers. They are used in profitable suppress of gastric acid secretion, duodenal ulcer, gastric ulcer, stress ulcer, and gastritis. Zollinger-Ellison syndrome, gastroesophageal reflux disease, that is GERD, prophylaxis for aspiration of pneumonia. Now next are H2 antagonists. Now these H2 antagonists, they are first class of highly effective drugs of acid peptic diseases because they suppress proton pump inhibitors. Now by having due to suppression of proton pump inhibitors, H2 antagonists like cimetidine, ranitidine, famotidine and roxetidine are very much commonly available in India. The pharmacological action are they block they are having H ions blockade, then gastric secretion is lessened. The only significance is H2 blocker are marked inhibition of gastric secretion. Usual ulcer healing doses produce 60 to 70% inhibition of 24 hours acid output. Gastric ulceration due to stress and drugs, that is NSAID, cholinergic, antihistaminergic, they are prevented. Pharmacokinetics, it is bioavailability 60 to 80% and first pass metabolism is through hepatic metabolism in liver. Its adverse effects are headache, dizziness, bowel upset. Then antacid reduce absorption of H2 blockers. When used concurrently, a gap of 2 hours should be advised. Now ketoconazole absorption is decreased due to H2 blocker due to reduce of gastric acidity. Next are proton pump inhibitor. Now this proton pump inhibitor like omeprazole, rabeprazole, esomeprazole, so omeprazole, it is a prototype member of substitute benzimidazoles which inhibit final common step in gastric acid secretion. The all proton pump inhibitors are overtaken H2 blockers. Now H2 blockers, mostly omeprazole and these groups are used. Their pharmacokinetics are they are orally administered in enteric coated form to protect them from molecular transformation in acid gastric juice. The enteric coated tablets or granule filled capsules should not be broken and crushed before swallowing because in atmosphere also they will undergo oxidation. Oral bioavailability of omeprazole is approximately 50% due to acid availability. Now, as the gastric pH raises, a higher fraction may be absorbed. Viability of all proton pump inhibitor reduces by food. They should be taken in empty stomach 1 hour later by the meal. It activates the H plus hydrogen ions, potassium ion and ATPs and make it susceptible for proton pump inhibitor. Omeprazole, it is highly plasma protein bound, rapidly metabolized in liver by CYP2C19 and CYP3A4 enzymes. Uses of proton pump inhibitor in peptic ulcer, then bleeding peptic ulcer, stress ulcer, gastroesophageal reflux disease, Zollinger's and Ellison's syndrome, and aspirated pneumonia. Next combination of drugs are esomeprazole, lansoprazole, pantoprazole, rabeprazole, dexaromeprazole. All these groups, they are given in empty stomach in the morning time when patient gets up from his sleep. Afterward, he suggested to do his daily work. So in now esomeprazole, it is a S enantiomer of omeprazole, claimed to have higher oral viability, produce better control of intragastric pH than omeprazole. Lansoprazole, it is an potent than omeprazole and it inhibits potassium ions, hydrogen and ATPase by more prominent by lansoprazole reversible enzyme. Pantoprazole, it is having similar potency and clinical efficacy to omeprazole. Rabeprazole, it is newer proton pump inhibitor which is claimed to have caused fastest acid suppression. Nowadays rabeprazole, it is used who is having multiple medicine therapies. Dexaromeprazole, it is active dextroisomer of rabeprazole which is used in half dose of rabeprazole. Now anticholinergic drugs. These are anticholinergic drugs like atropinic drugs reduce volume of gastric juice without raising pH unless there is food in stomach to dilute the secret acid. Stimulated gastric secretion is less completely inhibited. Effective dose for ulcer healing of non-selective antimuscarine drugs, atropine, propanthelene, oxyphenone. Reversibility, it is tolerable as side effects. Now next are prostaglandin and analogs. This PGE2 and PGI2 are produced in gastric mucosa and appear to serve as protective role by inhibiting acid secretion and promoting mucus as well as HCO3 ion secretion. It inhibits prostaglandin inhibition, gastrin release, increase mucosal blood flow and probably have an ill-defined cytotropic action. Antacids, they are basic substances that neutralizes gastric acid and raises pH of gastric content. Peptic activity is indirectly reduced if pH raises above 4. Antacids do not decrease acid production, rather agent that raises the antral pH to more than 4. So in this condition what will happen, gastrin release is there, then it will more acid is secreted, especially in patient with hyperacidity and duodenal ulcers. Now systemic antacids are sodium bicarbonate and sodium citrate. Both sodium bicarbonate is water soluble, it acts instantaneously but duration of action is short. It is potent neutralizer, and sodium citrate, it is similar to bicarbonate. Non-systemic antacids are magnesium hydroxide, magnesium trisalicate, aluminum hydroxide gel and megalardrate, calcium carbonate. Magnesium hydroxide, it is a milk of magnesia which neutralizes acid. All these non-systemic antacid, they have poorly absorbed basic compounds, react in stomach. Chlorine salts again react with the intestinal bicarbonate in spared absorption. Then no acid base disturbance occur due to these non-systemic antacids. Small amount that are absorbed have the same alkalizing effect of NaHCO3. Magnesium trisulfide, aluminum hydroxygel, then all these antacid, they are used for healing of peptic ulcers, but nowadays they are not used. Nowadays most probably proton pump inhibitors are used. Now ulcer protectives. These ulcer protectives, they are sucralfate. It is a basic aluminum salt of sulfated sucrose. It is given when there is severe acid secretion and there is regurgitation of gastric content. At that time this is used. Sucralfate is minimally absorbed after oral administration. Its action is entirely local. It promotes healing of both duodenal and gastric ulcer. Side effects are very few. Constipation is reported in 2% of patients. Colloidal bismuth substrate or potassium dichromobismuth. It is a colloidal bismuth compound, water soluble but precipitate at pH of less than 5. It is not an antacid but heals 60% of ulcers at 4 weeks. So these were all about our anti-ulcer drugs. Now we will meet with our next topic in next lecture. Thank you. Do subscribe our channel, like the video and comment are required. Thank you.